trust
well,
this
we have
audience so
a ton
much.
of calls all of a sudden. That was really weird.
Yeah, well, they heard there were no calls.
Oh.
You have to give out the number.
Okay.
724-444-7444.
Wait, no, okay.
This is call ID
Hi, how are you?
59508 number, #.
Hello? Twala.
Hey, Abby, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. What's your name?
Great. I'm Polly, and
Hi,
I
Polly.
substitute teach in school sometimes. And I know that I heard you say technology is a little bit off limits, but you are in high school now, and I would like to know what you think about, is there any way we could use cell phones in high school for educational purposes?
I think that's a really interesting question, and I think it's something that a lot of school administrators probably need to ask themselves because, like, for instance, at my school, we all get laptops, and, of course, we return them. We're basically renting them from the school, but it's really, really good because what that means is there's a school-wide email system, and the teachers can send us things and know that everyone has access to a computer, and then kids who are on scholarships end up having computers that they can do homework on and things like that. So I think the next step is...
I have a thought.
Well,
you mentioned
hold
cell
on, hold on,
phones.
hold on.
Go ahead.
Sorry, Dad, but...
No, go ahead.
Okay, I think obviously the smartphones are getting more and more popular. So, like, people... Okay, never mind. Now go ahead.
Well, I was thinking text messaging might be interesting. Kids love texting,
Yeah, well, I was
don't
going to
they?
say, like, you know, people have been saying that smartphones and, you know, Apple's touch computer, that's a possibility, things like that might get more and more interactive, and, you know, they
But
could
what
send a
about
text
just
for...
simple text phones, cell phones that can do texting. For instance,
Well, you
I've
could
talked to a
text
couple of
homework.
entrepreneurs who are doing language lessons via cell phones, via text messages and phone messages. There's a guy in China who teaches English to the Chinese using phones. Same thing in Japan, because a lot of Japanese kids don't have computers.
Yeah.
The culture is just that they don't have personal computers so much. They have phones that basically are personal computers.
Mm-hmm.
There's a texting service called Tatango, TATANGO.com, that allows you to do group text messaging.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe it's free for non-commercial use.
Abby,
Hi.
I'm sorry to interrupt your dad there, but if you were making the rules right now, what would you say the rules should be about phones with cameras and video, and how should students be allowed to use or not use them during the school day?
It's a very interesting question because it's one that actually comes up all the time at my school. I go to, like I've said a few times, a small private school, so they try to be really trusting with kids, but it's
Do they
hard
ban
because...
cell phones?
Well, I'm getting there. Thank you.
sorry.
Just kidding.
I'll
Sorry.
shut up.
Oh my gosh. Okay. It's hard because they try to trust us with them, but then even not video and not photo, but even just calling can become an issue. And then, you know, of course, I guess if you have a cell phone that has a camera on it, that could get weird at school too. Then there's always the question of cheating with your phone, which is kind of a big deal because, you know, at least at the SAT, they know that some kids can text each other answers or take a picture of the test, things like that. So it's a pretty, you know, in my opinion, I would say it's always good to trust the students, but obviously sometimes it's hard to, and sometimes it's kind of impossible because of, you know, they can't necessarily be trusted with certain things.
Do you
so
think
it
students should
depends.
be allowed to videotape teachers if they think the teachers are misbehaving? Like, I've seen a lot of videos
That's a
of
good-
students that they're mad at the teacher,
Yeah.
and that seems like it's disruptive to the class. But at the same time, there are some bad teachers out there, and what can a student do about it? So is it a way about accountability for the student or teachers?
That's a good point. Yeah, no, there's a teacher at our local school that kids were taking cell phone pictures of her all the time. Like, my friend Vanessa, this is kind of inappropriate, not that inappropriate. She went up and kind of did a gesture behind the teacher. And people were taking pictures of their phones. And so I think that, I mean, obviously we've seen, like, for example, with Iran, there's a lot of really important ways that technology can show things that aren't getting shown otherwise. So in certain cases, if it's a really bad teacher, it could be like getting evidence to prove that it's a bad teacher.
Yeah, but
because
I
a
don't
lot of
know.
students aren't believed a lot of the time. But at the same time, sometimes kids really are just mean to teachers in general.
I think they have to be
so
other
they could
methods.
use it. Yeah,
I think you need to
yeah.
ban camera phones from the classroom. I really
Yeah.
do.
That could be the case.
I think
But
that's
thank you so much for your call. That's a really good question.
Yeah, thanks, Abby. And just so you know, they're sending
Yeah.
you're sending the talk show audio back to us when we call in. We hear
Oh.
ourselves. But thanks for talking. Let me talk to you.
Thanks for that.
Oh,
yeah.
let me look at that.
That's because we're playing it in the room, probably. All right. Thank you. Have a good day. All right. Next one.
Probably need to wear headphones.
Wait. Oh, this is so difficult. Oops. I just muted them again. Hi from North Central New York. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. What's your name?
My name's John.
Hi, John. So what's your question today?
I don't really have a question. I just want to say I'm actually, I've done a radio show on a podcast online. My
Oh,
friends
cool.
are going. We've done it for a while now. I just want to say you're doing a great job. Keep it up no matter what he tells you.
Thank you.
Especially because you're not going to college now or anything like that.
Yeah.
Give them time, so.
Thank you. That's really nice. Appreciate it.
Of course.
All right. Have a good day. Bye. Oh, 2 people hung up. They got tired of waiting. That's okay. It's kind of a wait, but I'll try to get to everyone very fast. Oh, British person. How are you? Sorry about the quality the first
Hi,
time.
is it working this time?
Okay. So what was your question the first time?
I was just wondering about whether you knew what you wanted to do
Oh,
quite a long time ago.
yeah. Someone already asked me about majors. First of all, what's your name, too?
It's Lewis.
All right, nice to meet you. Thanks for calling. But yeah, someone already
Thanks.
asked about majors. What I want to do, I think, later on, it's really hard to say. I really, really don't know.
Yeah.
I was thinking about working for the government, but I don't know. Just because I think being like an ambassador, or anything else that is something to do with international relations or just other countries and culture understanding and things like that would be cool. But
That sounds pretty cool.
yeah, so of course that's a hard job to get, but I'd like to do something like that maybe. And then let's see.
Definitely.
Yeah, and then also maybe something to do with activism. I also really was thinking about doing science writing, which is really interesting.
Yeah,
to
I'm a
me.
science guy.
Oh, that's cool. And yeah, so pretty much yeah. How old are you?
20.
Oh, okay. What are you doing? What are you thinking about doing in the future?
I'm studying medicine.
Oh, okay. That's
Be a
cool.
doctor eventually.
Yeah, very cool. That's it. It's hard for me to. I almost want to do something that's kind of concrete like that, where you go into school,
Yeah.
you study, and then you get the job. But I'm nervous about it. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a big moving. Something like that.
Yeah, but I'm sure you'll love it. That's a really interesting
Yeah,
subject.
I've done 2 years of it now.
Excuse me?
I've done 2 years so far.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's difficult. I've heard. Med school.
Yeah, I get to go in the hospital in September. So I'm looking forward to that.
Oh, that'll be cool. All right. Well, thank you so
Yeah.
much for the call.
Yeah, thanks.
Great. Have a good day. Good luck with med school.
Thanks.
Goodbye.
Thanks very much. See you later.
I love accents so much. Okay. Next call. Hi. Welcome to the show. What's your name? Nuri. Hello. All right. I'll wait on it a little bit more. I guess it's hard to tell when you're on or not. Oh, tell us what you think about healthcare. Cool. That's an intense question. I don't know if I should talk about politics or not. Because, I know my dad kind of doesn't because he does tech journalism. But I have no idea whether or not I should because, when I had Karis on, I don't know if some of you saw that, but it ended up being kind of political just because we talked about sex education. And so it's hard to kind of balance all this because I don't want to make people feel like I don't have the same position as that. I don't want people to feel like I'm totally against their position because usually I'm not. But at the same time, I think it's important to talk about certain parts of politics that apply to teen issues. So, there's... Wait, hold on.